Yo, what's up guys? So today, this video is gonna be slightly different. I want to talk about why experiences are the best teachers in the world, right? Now, for instance, you might tell a child, don't touch a fire, right? Don't touch that candle, it's gonna burn your hand, right? And I bet you everyone on earth has touched a candle before, attempted to touch the fire that comes out of the candle, if they know what a candle is, because obviously, believe it or not, there's some countries that don't know what a candle is, right? Every kid has attempted to touch a candle before or touch fire, and they burnt their hand even when they were told not to, right? Now, and once they burn their hand, the more times they touch the fire or attempt to touch the fire out of the candle, the more times they burn their hand, the more times they learn the lesson not to touch the candle or touch the fire that comes out of the candle, and the lessons stick. And yeah, and the older you get, the less time you need to touch the fire that comes out of the candle to learn your lesson, right? Now, that fire that comes out of candle can be interpreted to a bunch of lessons that you learn in your life. I'll give you guys an example of some candles or some fire that comes out of candles that you have to touch multiple times, get burned by it multiple times before you eventually learn your lesson. Relationships are part of those things that require you to obviously fail at it multiple times or burn your hand multiple times before you learn that, hey, these are the things that I don't like, these are my boundaries, and these are what I stand by, and learn the self-discipline to be able to keep up to those things, right? Stand by those things. So experience is the best teacher, because why? No matter, there's a quote that says, a wise man learned from others' mistake, right? But a smart man learned from his mistake. It's better to be a smart man. It's better to be it's better to be a smart man than a wise man. Because why? Just because someone, now, it all depends on the situation. If you've seen multiple people die jumping off a bridge, that doesn't mean you have to jump off the bridge to learn, right? Because you know the law, you know that, hey, I've seen a lot of people jump off the bridge. You saw what the outcome was, right? That doesn't mean you have to jump off the bridge to see if you get to make it out of life and learn from your lesson by getting injured and not doing it again, right? Because the odds of you even making out alive is very slim. So there are certain things which, if you jump off a bridge as a kid or jump off the bridge before you understand this concept, you're going to die. It's just how it is. And it's a law of the universe. The universe operates based on laws. It doesn't operate based on kindness or karma. That's one of the reasons why I personally I don't believe in karma, right? There's no such thing as you do this, you're gonna get a negative effect. Nah, it's the law well, karma works in an aspect of, I know this has nothing to do with this video, but I just want to explain my beliefs on karma. Karma works in the aspect of, if I do something bad to someone else, that's gonna cause that person to plot and do something bad to me. That's the only karma that exists, right? Because if that wasn't the case, then bad stuff wouldn't happen to good people. Why? Because they're good. But bad stuff happens to good people because it's just the law of the universe, right? Whatever you put in, you get out. An aspect of, whatever you put in, you get out in an aspect of the law, right? Let's say I am reading. I'm doing a bunch of inputs. By reading inputs, get outputs. I'm doing a bunch of inputs, reading. Guess what? The output is I know a lot of things now. That's the law, or not karma. But let me go back to the title of this video, or the whole purpose of this video is, experience is going to be your biggest teacher in life, right? Because without experiences, it's kind of hard for you to have a story to tell, right? And experiences build character, because now you know not to do this. Not speaking from perspective of someone else, you're speaking from your perspective. You're speaking from your past. You know not to do that thing because you know what the outcome will likely be, right? And you know what it has been the last 5 times you did it, so it'll probably be the same, right? Now you can try different strategies to try to do it the exact same thing that you've been doing and failing. You still end up failing because why? It's just the law. That's how it is. And yeah, in order for you to truly learn, in order for you to truly learn how to be financially smart, you have to first like have a lot of experiences of not being financially smart, right? Eventually you'll learn. And this is only if this was not something that was like mandatory installed, because the only way you can install things or upload things into people's brain is if you do it when they're little. Sounds harsh or sounds unrealistic, but that's just the truth, right? So if you were not uploaded, or that don't sound right. If you weren't taught growing up how to properly manage money, right? Certain skill sets, whatever, right? Relationships, money, relationship with God, all the things that you struggle with right now as an adult, right? You have to make sure that you obviously teach your kids when you do, if you plan on having kids in the future, because you have to teach them that at a very young age growing up, because now you're gonna help them. You're teaching them in aspects of giving them scenarios, real life scenarios. Nobody likes to learn, or nobody will truly learn without, for example, learning as a wise man, right, or a smart man. We're just going through this stuff. It's better to learn as a wise man, but being a smart man is also good, because why? Now the lesson sticks way harder, because if you learn from a perspective of a wise man, there's always that doubt in the back of your head. Hey, look, all these people did it, but like, I think I can do it and survive, right? Now, I'm talking from the aspect of people who learn from mistakes of others. They somehow or sometime in the future would think that they could possibly pull it off. Just because 300 people did it and that happened, they got X result, I could be different, right? There's also people that have jumped off a bridge and not died. So they will be thinking from the aspect of, they'll have that little doubt in the back of their head. But if you've done some things over and over, you know, okay, you've learned your lesson. All right, like, I touched the candle, burned my hand, I'm not doing it again, right? But yeah, sometimes in life you just have to, you know, experience certain things. And, you know, I want you guys to take a little assignment off this video. Go and look at your life. All the things that you're struggling with right now, I'm pretty sure you can write 5 things. Everybody has a problem. Write 5 problems or 5 things you're struggling with right now, that you've been struggling with. And after you write those 5 things down, I want you to also write, why do you think you're struggling with that? What outcome do you consistently get that you don't like? Because consistently getting an outcome that doesn't align with what you stand for or like or believe is a problem, right? Now you have to solve that problem by learning from those mistakes, which is the past actions that you keep making and getting the same results, in order to change the problem. Simple, right? Practice this. I hope this video was helpful. And yeah, like, I personally, like, I had to learn I had to make money, blow majority of my money, and regret all the stupid spending, buying sections and clubs and doing a lot of stupid stuff I don't want to talk about on this video. And after spending a lot of money on dumb stuff, for example, clubs, probably spend close to $100,000 in clubs. And when I sit back and think of that money that I spent that just went to waste, that still hurts me till today. So I had to do that multiple times, do a lot of other like stupid financial spending, to eventually build up the character of, hey, like, I hate this whenever I sober up, right? I'm using the club as an example, but there are other things I don't want to talk about. I'm just using that because that pisses me off the most, right? So after all of that, I had to build financial habits to, make sure that I had to look at the core problem, right? You have to always look at the core problem. You have to reverse engineer every step that leads you up to where you're at, to get to the core of the problem, to make sure that that thing doesn't happen again, right? Or how you react to a specific thing or a specific situation, you don't react that same way again, because if you do, it's gonna possibly lead you down the right path because of the choices that you make. But yeah, with that being said, I don't want to make this too long. I try to aim for no longer than 15 minutes. We're 10 minutes in. With that being said, I hope I gave you guys some value. I hope you got something from this video. With that being said, see you guys at the top. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for the YouTube algorithm to help this video do good and perform well, so help other people see this video. But yeah, see you guys at the top, because the bottom is way too crowded. Peace.